Education Maths YouTube channel. Now in the last video I do the grade 8, the Southern Province, that year end 2018. In that paper part 2 discussion I do. Now in for that also, that so many lovely comments that I have. So thank you for all that give us lovely feedbacks to me. Now in the today video, this is your requested video. What's that? Now lastly, that request someone's that to me, please doing this. Now today doing that, you look the title, revision exercise. Now grade 7 guys, your revision exercise that related to the third term. That means your year end, related to the year end. The revision exercise 3 in your textbook, page number 161, grade 7 guys. So let's we move for revision exercise 3 related to the year end. So they have 13 questions that have sub questions also. So let's see move for that. Now the first question. Now their first question they have sub 15 questions. So let's see start. Now first sub question, write down a ratio equivalent to 2:8:5. What's that? Now you know a equivalent ratio means now their next one. What's that mean now? 1 to next is 2. Now they have multiplication 1. 1 multiply 2. Now they are multiply by 2. Like that. They are equivalent one. So if you get half means this like that. That is called the equivalent. So let's we move for the first question. Their first sub question. Now 2:8:5. So 2:8:5. Now what is this guys? Now 2:8:5 is a ratio that have 3 continuing substitutes. So that means you want to get their next multiplication or something. So that both 3 multiply from the same. That is you should do on. Now I this multiply by 1. Now I can multiply this from 1. 2. Both multiply from 2 now. So you now have an answer. Yes. Now 2 multiply 2 4. Now that is true. 8 multiply 2 is 16. Now 5 multiply 2 is 10. So this is the answer. 4 to 16 to 10 is the answer. That is the equivalent ratio. There is only one. Like that. Now, in the second sub question, write down the number of faces, edges and vertices of a square pyramid. Now, what is the second sub question? Square pyramid means what? What is a square pyramid? Now, square pyramid is, now, draw a square. Now, keep a point in there. That's same for that. Connect, join that like this. Now I have square pyramid. Now this is a square pyramid. Now write down the number of faces, edges and vertices. That's mean now find that. Now faces, edges and vertices. So how many they have? Let's see find that. Now in for that, how many faces they have? Now in the bottom you look, they have a square face. You look now. How many lines that you join? 4. That means now this front of that they have 1. Their back side they have 2. You know that. Now the right side they have 3. In this, then on the left hand side also they have 4. So 4 and this one also have. That means 5 faces they have. 5 faces. 5 faces they have. Now there are edges. How many edges they have? So you want to find the edges. Edges mean now a edge. Now you get a square. They have 4 edges. 4 edges they have. like that. So, in the square they have 4. You know that. So, 4. 4 plus. Now, how many edges in this? 1, 2. This 1, 2, 3, 4. That's mean 4 plus 4 means what? 8. Now, they have 8 edges in this square pyramid. Now, you get vertices. How many vertices in there? Let's calculate them. Now, in the square, there are 1, 2, 3 and 4. They are in the bottom 5. That means 5. Now, this is the answer. 5 faces they have, 8 edges and 5 vertices they have in a square pyramid. So, you want to keep it that mind. Keep it to your mind this. Right? They have faces, 5 faces, 8 edges, 5 vertices. Now, so let's move for the third sub-question. Now, what is that? Write down 1/2 as a decimal number. What is the 1/2? That is a mixed fraction. You know a mixed fraction. Now, 1, 2/5 is that fraction. So, how that we calculate it? Now, write this in decimal number. What is the decimal number? You know, 0.4, 1.42, 0, 1.423, like that have the decimal number. Donate in the sentence form like that. So, decimal numbers have like 0.1, 0.2. There are so many decimal numbers that you can identify in the maths. Now, in the mixed fraction, how that find? Let's calculate that very easily. Now, you have small methods to continue this. But now 1/2 get. Now this 5 now. You know the decimal number main one is 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, 100,000. So that's mean you can't get. Now you want to get in that denominator nearest one for that decimal main. You get main factor. Main factors. So, what is the nearest factor in the 5? 10. That's mean 10 divided from 5 is 2. So, that's mean multiply from 2. Denominator also you want to multiply from 2. That is the main one. So, let's calculate them. Now, 1. 2 multiply 2 is 4. Now comes 5 multiply 2 is 10. Now comes, no? Now comes that. So, that's mean you can write the answer 1 point. Keep a point in there. Very easily, no? Now 1 point. The 4 over 10 means what? 4 now. You know. 4. This is the decimal number. So very easily calculate them. Now if you have 1 to 50. So what is the nearest one? 100. Now multiply from both 2 and get that. Now in form of that, now I give the extra one. I give the extra one in there. I give the extra one in there. Now they are given 1, 2 over 50. Write this in a decimal number. This is not in the revision exercise. I give this for your extra knowledge. That keep it in the fraction. That convert fraction into the decimal number topic. So in that you can find. That's mean now you know they are 50. Now they are lastly are 5. Now what is the nearest to the main factor of the decimal? 100. So that's mean 1 to 50 multiply both from 2. Now calculate this. Now what is the answer that comes? Now 1, 4 over 100. You know that, no? So that's mean keep the 1 point. In the 10 you can write only 4. But the 100, 0, 4 and 0, 4. Like that. This is the extra one, no? So I not give for you this. They are not having the revision exercise. I give this for you extra knowledge. That convert a mixed number, the mixed fraction into the decimal number. So This is not the ones. So right now, the first question. The first 3 sub-questions and discussed. So let's move for the fourth sub-question. Now what is the fourth sub-question? They are given. Now fourth sub-question is find the value of 64 subtract 125 divide 5. What is that? Let's recheck. Let's recheck this. Now that is very easy. Operation. This is an operation on whole numbers. So calculate now 64 subtract 125 divide 5. So you know BODMAS. You know BODMAS. Brackets, order, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. This is the BODMAS. So keep it up the mind. So let's we do now 125. Now firstly have division. 125 divided from 5. That means 5 they have. And you know 25. Now 125 divide from 5 means 25. Yes. Now 25 subtract 64. 25 subtract 64. Let's be subtract. Now what is the answer? Now 4, 1, now 14, 5, 9. And there remain 5. 5 subtract 2 is 3. 39. 39 is the answer. Very easily find that. BODMAS keep the mind, right? Keep it mind the BODMAS. That is the one. So, fifth one. Fifth sub question. Solve 2x plus 8 means 16. What is that? 2x plus 8 means 16. So, what's that? Let's find. Very equation. My first video what? You know mine. In this YouTube channel, my first video is the grade 8 17 lesson equations. Now you are grade 7, no? Now you in the grade 7 now, not grade 8. Now you grade 7, you and also watch my video have your lesson that related the equations. Now grade 7 guys, your 15 lesson is the equations and formula. Now I doing that. You can go my channel and in the videos you go for the down, scroll to the down and they have equations and formula. I am doing that lesson one by one. They have informational strategy, equation and patterns also in there. So you can watch that very easily. Now let's we do that. Now you know left hand side equal to right hand side. This is the equation first one. So now you will get 2x plus 8 means 16. Now in that they have plus, they have addition, subtract. Both subtract from, if you watch that, you know, this is called base. If you watch my that equations lesson grade 7, you know this part is called base. Now add this. Now that is the one. Now there remain 2x means 16 subtract 8, 8. Now calculate both divide from what? 2. 2 to cut. Now there remain what? X be 8 divide 2, 4. Very easily. Now equations are very easy. So you can calculate them one by one. You can watch that video. The equations and formula my lesson. So you look that, you know the equation parts also if you watch that. Now 2x plus 8 means now they have addition. That two parts are not equal. So this means subtract. They are opposite one. This means subtract. This subtract have addition. Like that. Now they are in the equations. They are not have multiply, division to you now. Now in the grade 8, 9, 10 they have that. What the multiplication, division in that? multiply, division in the equations. Now you have only addition and subtraction only for your equations. Okay. So, in form of that, so let's see move for the revision exercise grade 7 guys. There, the first question, 6 sub question. What is the 6 sub question? Write down the ratio 14 to 49 to 35 in its simplest form. What is that? Now, simplest form means yes, 14 to 49 to 35. Now simplest form means they are simplest one. So in form of that, now write down the ratio 14, 49 to 35. Yes. Now that's mean what is the simplest form. Now you want to check they are both same division. That's mean same number. You want to divide them. Same number. Now what's that? So you can get both from what? Divide. Both from what? 14, 49, 35. If you get that one by one, what's that now? If you get 14 can, 2 can, 3 can, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7. 7 can now? Let's see check that. Now 14 divided from 7 is 1, 2. Now 49 divided from 7 is 7. Now 35 divided from 7 is 5. From both 7 divide that can from that. So this is that your in the first question. The 6th question. So let's see move for the 7th question. Up to 6th question that discussed with you in this revision exercise. So let's see move for the 7th sub question. Now what is the 7th sub question? Find the highest common factor and least common multiplier. That's mean HCF and LCM of 1, 63 and 42. 63 and 42. So let's see find that. Now I want to divide this in half because now they are HCF, now they are LCM. HCF and LCM, so let's find. Now 63 and 42. Let's see find the highest common factor, that's mean HCF. So you get 63, 42. Calculate one by one. Now divide from prime factors. What are the prime factors? Prime numbers, same. So 63 you can divide from firstly 3. 21 again can from 3. 21 divide from 3, 7. 7 divide from 1. 7. They are not have 1. So 1 divide. So in the 42, firstly you can from 2 get 21 and from 3. 21 divided from 3, 7. 7 again 7, 1. So in that write 63, 42 corresponding way and write these prime factors that come from this division method. So 63 comes 3 multiply 7. 42 comes 2 multiply 3 multiply 7. So you want to find the prime factors that these two numbers have both. Now these two numbers you want to find now that both same prime numbers. Prime factors there. So 3, there are also 3, they also have 3. So keep a circle on that. That identify that they have. Now 7 both have like this. Now 3 and 7 both have. So what is that? HCF. HCF. Now what is the HCF? Write that. 3 multiply 7. Now what is the answer? 21. Now what is the HCF? 21. Now 21 is the HCF in the 63 and 42. So what is the least common multiple? That's mean the LCM. So let's we find now 63 and 42 right into the back of that from commas and doing that in a starting division. That's mean their LCM, they have a division method that both right and both they have factors. So divide through 1 to 1. That's mean divide 1 comma 1 they have. And lastly 1 comma 1 you want to get. So 63 and 42 both. Divide from 1. 3. 3 you can write. Now they have 21. They have 14. So nextly again can 3 no. Now 21 have 3. 21 divide from 3 is 7. Now 14 not. You can write 14 again. So nextly can again from 7. 7. Now 7 divide from 7 1. 14 divide from 7 2. Again they have 2. Divide from 2. 1 to 1 comes. This result comes for that. Divide that LCM. So that's mean write that. What? LCM write. What is the LCM? Write this and multiply. So 3 multiply 3 multiply 7 multiply 2. Now what is the answer? Now keep them. Now you can get. Now 3 multiply 3 is 9. 7 multiply 2 is 40. Let's we multiply this. So 14 multiply 9. 14 multiply 9. So let's we multiply this. So 9 multiply 4 is 36. So you know that 6 in there and 3. 1 to 6 comes. So that's mean what is the LCM? 126. 126 is the LCM of the 63 and 42. So in that the LCF is 21. LCM is 126. So that is the answer for the first question, 7th one. So now let's be doing the 8th sub question. What is the 8th sub question? Very easy to find these. I give methods for you very easily and you can clearly get your mind very easily. Methods I give, that is very easy. Now the first question, 8th sub question. 8th sub question. Now what is that? Construct the straight line segment AB of length 6 cm. What's that? AB length 6 cm mean? So let's we do that practical in that. Now get the ruler. You want to get the ruler firstly. Now in that, get the ruler and go to the, now this is the first question, 8th one. Right? First question, 8th one. Now get the ruler and draw a line. Draw a line like this. No? Draw a line, straight line. Draw a straight line like this. Draw a straight line like this. Now in that 6 cm length line means. So in that get the ruler 6 cm measurement and keep that. Now I keep that 0 and 6. Now this is the 0. This is the 6. So this length is 6 cm length. Right? This length is called 6 cm. Now name that as AB. AB. Now that is there. Right? Now I'll ask you also say they have practicals to do. So from from set square. Now set square is also very easy, but the compass, right? Compass and so many things to do. Now draw a circle from now you know, draw a circle, you want to get the compass and pencil. So I don't have a facility to draw that, right? You think now I keep the compass and I draw that compass point down, because that is the slippery in the board, not like the half sheet or sheet of paper, not like that. You can't draw a circle from compass in this board. That want a page to draw. So I don't have facility to draw. I give the method, but don't worry for that. I give the method to draw that, so you can draw them. I give the one by one method to draw it. You can draw that. Your choice is. So I give the method. You can draw that. I can't draw that. I draw that like a scale diagram. You know the scale diagram means. Now 1 centimeter means like that. Correct circle I can't draw in there. Right? Correct circle I can't draw. Now correct triangle I can't draw. So in that you can really, that's all, find that. So I give the method. Don't worry about that. I give the method. You can do that. So let's see for the big one. Okay. Now that is the 8th sub question in the first one. So let's see for the 9th sub question. Now construct a circle of radius 4 centimeter. You know, I don't have facility. I just say that. Now, I now give the method. So I give the method. Now compass and pencil keep and get the, they are given 4 centimeter. So get the, now the ruler get, they are 0 centimeter keep the compass point and the pencil keep in the, they are 4 centimeter. And get that their attachment. So keep that, they are not moving that, keep that in your sheet of paper and now draw that. Now you have the circle. Now like that. Now if you say this is the compass point, now this is the pencil. Keep the, this in the 0 centimeter one and pencil keep in the 4 centimeter one. And keep that in the sheet of paper and draw it. Right? Like this. And now you can say this is 4 centimeter. Oh, now O means 4 centimeter. Radius 4 centimeter. That is that. O means the center. There you can name the substitution. R means radius. So like that. So the first question, the 9th one also finished. So let's see move for the 10th sub question in this first question. Now what is the 10th sub question? What is that? Now write down the number of faces, edges and vertices in a triangular prism. Triangular prism? What is that? Triangular prism, very easy to find that. Now draw 2 equilateral triangles like this and in that move like that. Join it. This line also, yes, sorry. So like this, the triangular prism. So write down the number of faces, edges and vertices. So faces, edges, vertices. So how that we find that? How many faces in there? Now you know the triangles. Now there are two triangles. This is 1. This is 2. Now their bottom have no. Bottom have 3. Now this one 4. The upper side 5. Like that. Yes, yes. This is 5. Now I think that this is a equivalent triangle or isosceles triangle, because the prism can't. Now the rectangle you get. Yes, yes, equivalent triangle. Now the rectangle, you know that 3 sides are. Yes, that is a equivalent triangle. Now triangular prism. So yes, 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 yes. Now how many edges they have? Now this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, sorry, 9. No. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one 9. Edges 9 have. 9 edges there. So how many vertices? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 faces, 9 edges, 6 vertices. They are. Very easy. Like that. Keep in mind, these are equivalent triangles. Now, the 11th sub-question. Write down all possible outcomes of the experiment of rolling an unbased cubic die, which has its 6 sides marked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So, what is that? What is that? Write down all possible outcomes. That's been write the elements. Write down possible outcomes. What are the possible outcomes? Now, if you throw a cubic die to up or something, now in that you throw that into up, that falling down. Now you look, that have 6. Again you down 4. Again you get they have 1. Again you get they have 2. Again 3 have, like that. Now that are all outcomes. Now they are the bottom, their bottom have, that is called the outcome. Now their bottom, that's called outcome. Now possible outcomes. Now you know they have in a cubic die 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers that have the 6 sides in that. That is a cube. Now write down possible outcomes of the experiment of rolling an unbased cubic die. So in that possible outcome, so what is that? Now write a set. No. Set means what? Write all elements in the between curly brackets. That is called a set. So possible outcomes, very what? Very comfortable method, very suitable method to write possible outcomes. What? Set. A set. So you can name the name what? Cubic die. So you can write. Now they have possible outcomes. You can write O and keep a curly bracket. Now what are the elements? You know that cubic die have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Write that in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only these elements that have for that. There is the cubic die have 7, 8. No. They are in the top of, what is the outcome? That is an element. Now, if you can write this in a Venn diagram also, but that suitable method. Now, if you write in the exam, if you have like this question, you write in a set, have 2 marks. But in that, you write in a Venn diagram or something like group, that means now you draw a rectangle like this and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and write a group possible outcomes outcomes in cubic die. You write like that. In that, you have only 1 mark. You write this in a Venn diagram, that is called outcomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have only 1 mark. If you write this in a set, you have 2 marks. Right? So, don't write this in a Venn diagram and like a group. So, you have only 1 mark for that. If you write this in a set, you have 2 marks. So, like that, the 11th question also finished. So, let's see move for the 12th sub-question in this revision exercise, grade 7, guys. Now, what is the 12th sub-question? The length and width of a rectangular line drawn to the scale 1 to 200 are 7 cm and 2.5 cm respectively. Now, find the actual length and width of the land. Now, what's that mean? This is a scale diagram once. Find that. Now, 1 to 200, that's mean the scale. 1 to 200. 1 to 200. 1 to 200 means what? 1 centimeter means 200 centimeters. 1 centimeter to 200 centimeter. That means, let's check that. 1 centimeter means 200 centimeters. So, you want to calculate the measure in the meters. Then find the actual length. So, divide from 100. Now, what is the answer? Now, 1 centimeter means 2 meters. So, this is the main one to find the answer in this 7 centimeter and 2.5 centimeter in this 12 sub-question. Now, let's find the answer. This is also main one because this is the main one to find that. So, now let's do. Now, 7 centimeter and 2.5 centimeter. So, 7 centimeter. 7 centimeter means what? Now 1 centimeter means 2 meters. So that's mean what? 7 multiplied 2. 7 multiplied 2. What is the answer? 14 meters. 14 meters. For the 7 centimeter, that can get that 14 meters. Now you get 2.5 centimeters. That's mean what? They are same. 2.5 multiplied from 2. What's the answer? 5 meters. 5 meters. Very easily find that. 5 meters. In the scale diagram now, this is the 7 centimeter and 2.5 ones. Now you want to get the scale diagram in there. Now find the actual length. That's mean this is the actual length 7 centimeter and 2.5 centimeter. So you want to write their correct length. That's mean that for that scale. So that's mean the length is 14 meters, 5 meters building. That convert into this small scale diagram. So that is that. The 12th sub-question. Now let's see move for the 13th sub-question. Now what is the 13th sub-question? 13th sub-question. In a nutritious instant food packet, green gram, soya and rice are mixed in a ratio 1 to 1 to 3. Find the amount of rice that is included in one such 100 gram food packet. So that's mean. Now you know, nutritious instant food packet means the sama portion, portion, yaha portion. They have so many nutritious food packets. Now sama portion, red rice, so many nutritious food packets they have. So in that packet, there are green gram. Now what that? Green grams, soya, rice. Green gram to soya to rice, they have a ratio 1 to 1 to 3. 1 to 1 to 3. Find the amount of rice that is included in one such 100-gram food packet. 100-gram food packet. Now that's mean find their advance of 1 plus 1 means 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. So that's mean this comes what? 3 over 5. This is 3 over 5. This is 1 over 5. This is 1 over 5. That have this. So find the amount of rice. So that's mean find this column. Yes. Find this column. In that, you can write now what? Mass of rice. What is the mass of rice? 3 over 5 no? That in the nutritious food packet. They have 3 over 5. Number of 1. Huh? Multiply from 100 grams. That is the 100-gram packet. So, they have 20. Now 20 and remain 3. So 20 multiplied 3. 20 multiplied 3 means 60 grams. So 60 grams of rice that have in this nutritious food packet. So nutritious instant food packet have 60 grams of rice. So you can write this method. You can write this as in 1 plus 1 plus 3 means 5. Right? Like that. So the 13th one also finished. So let's see for the 14th sub-question in this first question in this revision exercise grade 7 guys. Now what is 14th one? Write down Euler's relationship. Very easy, no? Euler's relationship means now Euler's relationship. Euler's relationship means vertices plus faces means the edges plus 2. No? You know that. Vertices plus faces mean edges plus 2. Vertices plus faces mean edges plus 2. This is the Euler's relationship. This is the sentential form, that is the main one. Vertices plus faces mean edges plus 2. So, let's see for the first question. Last one. First question, last sub-question now have the 15 sub-question. There are only 15 sub-questions. So, let's see for the last sub-question in the first question. Construct an equilateral triangle of side length 8 cm, name it as ABC. They also have that now. Let's move for that. Now this is the first question. Last sub-question now. Construct an equilateral triangle of side length 8 cm, name it as ABC. So you want to get this for compass and a ruler. I don't have a facility to draw this from compass, from ruler. So I give the method. Now get the line. Get the line. Draw a line like this. And get the ruler. Mark 8 centimeters. Like this. And this is called 8 centimeter. No. This is called 8 centimeter. This small one called 8 centimeter. Right. You want to mark you draw a line and mark 8 centimeter in there. Now get the compass and pencil and get the ruler, the 0 point, the point, like a thick point. Now pencil keep the 8 centimeter one. So get that and the compass point keep in there. Now in the pencil, their finish point, draw arc. Okay. Now draw a arc in there. Now keep the compass point in there and now get the pencil. Now finish point, get a arc again. Now they are intersect. They are intersect. Now arc means like this. Now intersect. So that means you can draw now the equivalent triangle like this. I don't have the actual measurement in there, no? So you can draw like that. Get a arc both from that, keep that points and draw that equivalent triangle. So I don't have facility to draw. That is the reason for I not drawing like that. If I can draw that, I draw. If you don't think I can't then, I not give the methods, no? I can draw but not have facility to draw in the whiteboard. So that is the reason. So you can draw like method. Now first question finished. First question is finished. So let's see move for the second question. Now the second question in this revision exercise 3 related to the third term grade 7. So let's see move for the second question. First question 15 question. So let's see move the second question. So now let's see move for the second question. Now the second question, the floor plan of a restroom in a tourist inn is shown below. Now have a tourist inn in the textbook page number 161. So that have like this. Like this have the tourist inn. The tourist inn have like this. So now that they have 6 meters. Yes. 3 meters, 3 meters, 3 meters, 2 meters, 2 meters, this small one is 1 meter, this one is 2 meter. Now this is called B, this is called A, this is called C. Now A means living room, B is restroom, C is toilet, or you say bathroom. Now first one, the living room is square shape. What is the length of a side of this room? So how that we find in the first question? Square shape one. Square shape one is now this 6 meters. No? Now this one is 3 meters. This side is the 3 meters. That same to this side now. That means 6 subtract 3 means now 3. 3 meters. 3 meters. That is the first sub question, 3 meters. So what is the second one? Find the area of the living room. What is the area of the living room? Length multiplied breadth, no? Now area 3 multiplied 3 meters. Now what is the answer? 9 meters. Third one. Find the area of the room. What is the area of the room? Now this is the room. Right, that this is the room. Now you know this side is 3 and this side is 3. So that means this side is 6 meters. That means 6. And area is 6 multiplied 3 meters. That means 18 meters. Yes, now that is like that. Now, what is the fourth one? Find the area of the toilet. Now, what is the area of the toilet? Now, fourth one, area. Now, this side now 2. That means 2 multiply 1. So, what is the answer? 2 meters. 2 multiply 1 is 2. 2 meters. That is the area of the toilet. Like this. Yes. Fifth one, find the total perimeter of the restroom. That fifth sub question they are given, find the total perimeter of the restroom. Now, let me find in there. Find the total perimeter of the restroom. That is the fifth sub question. This is the restroom. Right? This is the restroom. This big one. This full is the restroom. So, now you know this 6 plus this 3 plus 3 and this one is what? 3. Right? Now, what are they? Meters. So, what is the answer? Now, 6 plus 3, 9, 9 plus 3, 12, 15, 18. So, 18 meters. That is the fifth sub question in this second question. So, now in that, the first 5 sub questions are discussed in the second question. So, let's move for the next 3 sub questions in this. Next 3 sub questions mean now they have only 8 sub questions. So, move for that. Now, what is the sixth one? It is required to tile the floor of the room with 50 centimeters multiply 50 centimeters square tiles. Find the number of tiles that can be laid in a widthwise row and the number of tiles that can be laid in a lengthwise row. Thereby obtain the total number of tiles that is required for this purpose. So what is that? Now this is the living room. Required to tile the floor of the living room with 50 cm multiply 50 cm. That means you get that the number of tiles along length, number of tiles along length. How? Now, you know 3 meters now that they are length. The one length is 3 meters. So, you want to convert this into centimeters. That means 300 centimeters. Divide from that 50 centimeters. What is the answer? 6. So, 6 tiles that for length. It means get like this now. Like that. Now, nextly, they are given number of tiles along width. You want to find that also. They are given 50 centimeters multiply 50 centimeters. So, 300 centimeters again divide from 50. The same one. There are also 6 tiles. So, in that, now who have that? Now let's be find. So total tiles. So total tiles what? We can be number of tiles is required is yes. Now total tiles is now along length is 6 tiles. Along with this also 6 tiles. So 6 multiply 6 now. Multiple 6. So what is the answer? 36 tiles. So that's means 36 tiles that required to this purpose. So if you get that, now you can draw this as inner side also. Right, now this is a square. You can draw this inner side if you write this in the sheet of paper. So this is 3 meters. So you know this going 6 and this going also 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's mean again this now. Again both this. Now you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, no, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Like that you can count. Right? Like that. Now this is the 50 multiple 50. So like that. Now let's see move for the second question, the 7th sub question. So what is the 7th sub question? Now 7th sub question is the draw a scale diagram of this floor plan using the scale 1 to 100. What's that mean? So in that, that's the 7th one. 1 to 100. Now that's mean 1 centimeter to 100 centimeter. Divide from 100 both. That's mean 1 centimeter means 1 meter. So that means you can draw that. You can draw that. Now 1 centimeter. Now there you can draw 3 centimeters. So now I can draw this, right? I can draw this now. I can draw. So get the ruler. Keep that. Now in that they have 3 centimeters. They have 2. And they have again. They are 3. And they are 3. They are 3. They are 6 now. They are 6 and again 2. And they are again 1, 1, and 3, 2. Yes. This is a scale diagram. Small, no? Small ones. So you can name 6 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. Like that. Very small scale diagram that comes for that. So you can draw like that and name the ABC. I also name that A, B, C. Like that I name. So if you big that, like this here, right? Like this here. So the second question, let's see move for the last one in there. So what is the last sub question in there? What is the ratio of the length of the room to that of the toilet? That's mean to that of the toilet. That's mean now you know length of the room is 3 meters. Toilet is 2 meters. So you can write the ratio. You can't divide this. You can write 3 to 2. That is the ratio. That is the ratio. So the second question also finished. So let's see move for now the third question. Right? Third question part A. It has been decided to recruit male and female workers to the newly opened garment factory in the ratio of 4:9. What that? A ratio 1. So then now first question what? If the total number of workers that are to the recruited is 260. Find separately the number of male and female workers that are to be recruited. That's mean if you get the ratio male female 4:9 now 4:9. If the total number of workers that are recruited is 260. Find separately the number of male and female workers that are recruited. So that's mean if you add this 13 now, that means this is 9/13, this is 4/13. So let's we calculate now. Get male 4/13 now. Multiply from 260. Then recruited are 260 now. That both male and female. So there remain 20. So that's mean 80. 20 multiplied 4 is 80. Now female you get female. Female is 9/13. Multiply from 260. There remain 20. The 13, that 260, that divide from 13 is the 20. Now, let's be 180. 180 plus 80 means 260 now? Yes, correct. So, this is the recorded ones. Males are 80, females are 180. Now, in the second sub question you get. Now second one, the ratio of the monthly salary of a male worker to that of a female worker is 5:4. If the monthly salary of a female worker is 24,000 rupees, find the monthly salary of a male worker. What's that? Now, the ratio of the, now get the second one. Now male and female you get. Male, female, that comes the salary. Males 5 to females to 4. Now, in that, now females that have 24,000 rupees. Now, how many salary that have for the male workers? Now, female workers 24,000 rupees to one worker. Now, the male worker find that. So, let's see find. Now, firstly you want what? Do? Firstly do divide this. First you want to find. Now you know this is both multiplied. Right? Now this one is come for this one. They have a small multiplication of 1. So how many number that multiply from? That comes for this. So that is for the divide 4. Now that's mean these 3 zeros are get to this. And now 6 or 6,000. That's mean they are multiplied from 6,000. That's mean they are also 6,000. That's mean what is the answer? 5 multiplied 6,000, 30,000. Now in the male worker, 30,000 rupees that pay from that garment factory. Yes. You can get a worker, male worker, multiply from 5. This is also you can write. Yes. also finished. So let's see move for the fourth question. Fourth question. Now what is the fourth question? Fourth question. 25 contestants participated in the first round of a poetry recitation competition. 12 contestants qualified for the second round. That means now 25 contestants that participated in the first round in the poetry recitation competition. 12 contestants qualified for the second round. That means the 13 contestants are removed from the first round. The first question, express the number of contestants who qualified for the second round as a fraction of the total number of contestants. That means now the fourth question, now the first one. That means now express the number of contestants who qualified for the second round as a fraction of the total number of contestants. Now, how many ones that participated? How many contestants that participated into the first round? All are 25. Now, all are 25. But how many ones that qualified to the second round? How many contestants that are qualified to the second round? 12. That is the fraction. 12 over 25. In the second question, express the number of contestants who qualified for the second round as a percentage of the total number of contestants. What's that? The total number of contestants being. So let's redo. Now 12 over 25 now. Now there have two methods to get that. Now this is the first method. This is the second method I do. Now let's remove for the first method. Now this one you know multiply from 100. Now fraction is multiply from 100 is that. So find that. Now this to this can't there remain 4. So that's mean 12 multiply for 1 48. That's mean only 48% of contestants that qualified to the second round. What is the second method? Second method is get 12 over 25 like this. Form of that you know. You want to get the same denominator to the 100. That's mean multiply from 4. There also 4. That's mean 48 over 100. That's mean you can get 48% also. Both are same no? Both are same. Both answers are same. That is the second method also. Now 48% that are qualified to, that contestants that are qualified to the second round in this poetry recitation competition. So right, now fourth question also finished. Very easy questions that are 3 and 4. Small questions like not the first and second. Third and fourth are very easy. Very quickly doing that questions very easily. So let's move for the fifth question. An incomplete figure of a motor car which has been drawn in a Cartesian plane is shown below. Now they are given in the textbook a figure. Draw this diagram in a Cartesian plane. So let's draw this now. In that this is the fifth question. The first one. Draw this diagram in a Cartesian plane. So let's draw this now. In that, like this have. Like this. Now there are thumbs 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yes. Now this is the y-axis. Now this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is x-axis. So let's we draw this now. In the F they are having there and E in there. F, E. Now D in there. C in there and there in B. Now the A in there and P in there. Join. Yes, we join. Join this. Now this. Now there I have a rod. There I have a wheel that name P. And currently through that wheel. Now this is the, now there I have like this. I draw this in a Cartesian way. Now the first sub question like that. Now second one. Which point is represented by the ordered pair 4, 7? 4, 7 means, now firstly have the x-axis and nextly have y-axis. You know that. Now 4, 7. D is that there. And so let's move for the third one. Write down the coordinates of the points A, P, B, C, D, E and F as ordered pairs. That means you want to write the coordinates, no? That means I want to get like this. So A, P, B, C, D, E, F. Like this. So let's see. Right now. That A they have 1, 1. They have 1, 1. P 3, 1. B 9, 1. And C 8, 7. And D 4, 7. E comes there 2, 4. F 1, 4. I write the coordinates. Very easily. Now you can firstly write this one and nextly write this. So A 1, 1, P 3, 1, B 9, 1, C 8, 7, D 4, 7, E 2, 4, F 1, 4. So fourth one, I write in there. Fourth one, if the coordinates of the center of the back wheel is 7, 1, mark the center and draw the wheel. Now I want to draw 7, 1. 7, 1 that have 7, 7, 1 in there. Draw, or you can name this as H. So they are in that not have. My choice is I mark that like H. So I draw that. For the fifth question, also finished. So let's see move for the sixth question. Now the sixth question is, I want facilities to draw that. A compass, ruler, pencil, so many things. Do I want? No, I don't have facility to that. So I give the method. You can draw that. Now let's see move for the sixth question. Now the first one. Construct a circle of radius 6 cm. I last also say no. I want to facility to draw this. So I give the method to you. You can draw like that. Now keep the compass point and pencil. and keep that in the ruler. Right? Keep that ruler in that. Now 6 centimeter that point and draw the circle like this. Right. Now the second one, construct a regular hexagon with its vertices on this circle. Now the second one, that's mean you don't move that. You don't move that compass and keep this point and get an arc. Keep this point and get an arc like that. 6 arcs. Right? So, there. Like this. And nextly, connect that. Like this, I can connect. I don't have the actual measurement in this. So, don't move that you get the draw, the compass, and keep the point in there and pencil and get a arc. And like that, in that arc, keep the point again and get a arc again. And that arc, keep the point again and get a arc in there like that. And connect that in your straight edge. Now, third one, construct an equilateral triangle on each side of the hexagon external to it. So that's mean keep the compass and pencil in there and compass point keep in there and pencil and keep the arc and there keep the pen, get arc. Like that, the point get arc, get arc. Like this. Yes, like this. So, nextly you can connect. Nextly you can connect like this. So, I don't have the actual one. So, you can doing that in the correct way. Like this now. Like this have now. The 6 centimeters. That both are all 6 centimeters. Fourth one, find the perimeter of one of the two largest triangles that you can get when complete the above step. Let's mean find the perimeter of one of the two largest triangles that you get when you complete the above step. In that, now, 6th question. Now, first one do, second one do, third one also do. Now, let's see do the fourth one. Fourth one is find the perimeter of one of the two largest triangles that you can get when you complete the above step. So that's mean perimeter means 6 plus 6 plus 6 no? 6 plus 6 plus 6. No? The one is 6 centimeter. 6 centimeter. This one also 6 centimeter. That means the perimeter is 18 centimeter. That means 3 multiply from 3 because that I have sides 3. So, what is the answer? Now perimeter is 54 centimeters. 54 centimeters. Now what is the fifth one? So let's do the fifth question. What is the shape you get when you connect the vertices of the 6 equilateral triangles that do not lie on the original hexagon? That means connect these points like this. Connect like this. So now you have what? Now you have a hexagon. Now you have a hexagon. If you draw this in the correct way, now you have a hexagon. Very nice hexagon you have. Write the shape hexagon. So I don't have because I not get the actual measurement, right? So like that. So now the 6th question also finished. Now the 6th question also finished. So let's see move for the 7th question. Let's see move for the 7th question. Now what is the 7th question? Now you write the 7th question. Now the first one. 7th question, first one. 5 meter is represented by 1 centimeter. Right? In a scale diagram, express the scale as a ratio. This means now 5 meter is represented by 1 centimeter in a scale diagram. Express this scale as a ratio. So, let's be express. Now 1 centimeter means 5 meters. That's mean, so you want to convert this into centimeters now. So that's mean 5 multiply 100. No. That's mean 1 centimeter means 500 centimeters. So that's mean this centimeters cut 1 means 500. Second one, find the actual length of a house which is represented by 8 centimeter in a scale diagram drawn to the scale 1 to 200. That's mean now the second one is find the actual length of a house which is represented by 8 centimeter in a scale diagram drawn to the scale 1 to 200. That's mean now 1 to 200 now. That's mean 1 centimeter means 200 centimeters. Divide this from 100, cut. That means 1 centimeter means 2 meters. So in that, now 8 centimeters now they have. So 8 centimeters mean what? 8 centimeter means 8 multiplied 2 meters. What is the answer? 16 meters. Now actual length is 16 meters. Third one. So what is third one? Third one is the length of a school building is 20 meters and its width is 6 meters. Draw a scale diagram of this building using the scale 1 to 100. 1 to 100. The scale is 1 to 100. That means 1 centimeter means 100 centimeters. That means 1 centimeter means 1 meters. So you want to represent this. You want to get the scale diagram draw on this method. So that means now they are given 20 meters and its width is 6 meters. So that means 20 meters. Now 20 meters means 20 centimeters now have. 6 meters means 6 centimeters that count. So let's we draw a scale diagram. Scale. Now draw. Now draw in here. Yep. Draw in here. Now in that, keep that and draw. Now firstly draw the 15 and nextly draw 5 and draw in the 0 and keep the 6. They are also same. Draw and keep the like this and now connect this. Now that is the scale diagram. Right? Now 20 centimeter, 6 centimeter scale diagram means this. So now this is the scale diagram. If you pick this, you look that. Now the 7th question also finished. So let's see for the 8th question. Now what is the 8th question? Now the eighth question is a net of a solid object is shown here. There are 6 equal squares of side length 6 cm. Now the first one is write down the name of the solid that can be constructed by folding along the dotted lines. Now what is that have? This have. This. This have. Now, what is the first one in the 8th question? First one. What is the first one? Cube. What is the solid? Cube. Because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. That is a cube. Now, second one. Considering the number of vertices, edges and faces of the solid object, so that Euler's relationship is satisfied by these values. So, in the second one, let's be satisfied this now. Vertices plus faces mean edges plus 2. Now let's we draw a cube. Let's we draw a cube like this. Like this, a cube. So, how many faces there have, how many edges, how many vertices? Faces, this one is the 1, 2, 3, 4. The back side is 5. This one is 6. Edges 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. With vertices 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 have. So that's mean now vertices plus faces mean edges plus 2. Now vertices are 8 plus faces are 6 mean edges are 12 plus 2. That means 14. Now 8 plus 6 14. 12 plus 2 is 14. That's been satisfied now. So you can write what? Satisfied the Euler's relationship. Satisfied the Euler's relationship. You can write like this. Relationship is true. Right? Relationship is true. So you can write these reasons also. You want to write left hand side equal to right hand side. These reasons. This is 1, 2, 3. 3 reasons have no. These 3 reasons and that answer is you want to write. You want to write. Now let's see move for the third sub question. If you mistake some question, you can pause the video and check that. Pause the video and check that. So, let's see move for the equation third one. Obtain the total surface area of the solid by finding the area of each face. That's mean obtain the, that's mean now one side they are given 6 centimeter. That's mean 6 multiply 6 now. That is a squared one. 6 multiply 6 answer is 36 cube. No, square centimeters you want to write. Right? That is the main one, square one. Yes, you want to write square one. And next we find the whole one means total means 36 square multiplied from 6. Answer is 216 cube square centimeters is the answer of the full one. So let's see move for the fourth sub question in this 8th question. Now what is the fourth sub question? Now what is the fourth sub question? Now in that find the length of an edge of a solid of the same shape whose total surface area is 384 cube centimeters. So that's mean what? Now in that now what is the total area? Total area is 384 square centimeters. Now next they are given find the length of an edge of a solid. That's mean now what is the area? Area of a side. What is the area of the side? 384 divide from what? 6. 6 sides there, no? That's mean. Now what is the answer? 64 square centimeters. Now in for that you want to find the edge. That's mean the area of an edge. Now what is the area of an edge? 64 8. Why? Why did I get 8? Because you know square means that same. That length same to length. That's mean now 8 multiplied 8 is 64. They are not have another one. So that is the reason to get that. Now that is the answer 8 centimeter square. So let's see move to the last sub question. Last sub question in these 8 questions. So fifth one, show that the volume of that solid is 512 centimeter. Now you know the volume means what? Length multiply length multiply length. Right? Now that's mean. Now what is that? So you can write volume. Volume means what? Now a length is 8. 8 multiply 8 square centimeters. Now what is the answer? 64 multiply 8 gets 2. Now 3. 512. Now that's mean 512. Now I showed that. Like that the equation also finished. So let's move for the 9th question. Now what is the 9th question? A prism shown in the figure, the triangular faces are isosceles. Now the triangular faces are isosceles. So like this. Now in that, like this have. So the 9th question, first one. What is the first one? Draw the 3 rectangular faces of the prism separately and mark their dimensions. Now what's that? So that's me. I draw 3 rectangles. Now they are given 3 rectangular faces. Now I draw 3 rectangular faces like this. Like this. Now they are given. Now you can name this as. Now you know they are given this 10 centimeter. This is 8 centimeter. This is 6 centimeter. Now that's mean. Now this one is this one. This rectangle is 10 6. So 10 centimeter 6 centimeter. Now the second one is you can get bottom. No, you can get the another side of that. Another side also same 10 centimeter 6 centimeter. Yeah, another side also same. Now let's look at bottom. Bottom that length is 8 centimeter. So that's mean this width is 8 centimeter. Now these two are front, bottom. These are all. These are the same length. Right? Now these are the 3 rectangular faces and I draw the dimensions also. Now let's see move for the second sub question in this. Now second sub question. Now what is the second sub question? If you mistake the sub question, you can pause the video and check that. Second one, find the area of each of these faces separately. Let's we check now that. Area you find 10 multiply 6 means 60 square centimeters. Because you know, now the length is 10, width is 6 in that rectangle. Now that this side and another side are all are same. So that's mean 60 square centimeters. Now next again have that this. Now they have 2 because they have the same. Another one also same. This one also same. This 2. Now the bottom have 10 multiply 8. That's been 80 square centimeters. Third one. In the third one, there are 10 edges and 6 vertices in the solid with plane faces. Now, right. Find the number of faces that the solid has using Euler's relationship. Euler's. Vertices plus faces, b edges plus 2. Now, they are given 10 edges and 6 vertices have. That's mean you can name that they are not have faces. So, you want to find the faces. Now, in that you can name that f. That's mean now 6 plus f means 12. That's mean now you can get faces means 12 subtract 6. Answer is 1. 6. That's mean how many faces they have? 6. They have. The ninth question also finish. Very easily you can find that. The ninth question also finish. Now there are remaining only 4 questions to discuss. Now in that, now let's see move for the 10th question. So now what is the 10th question? Now 10th question. The first one, from the following plane shapes, select the ones that can be used for pure tessellation. So, what is the pure tessellation? You get one. Now, like this have the figures. Like this. So this is A, this is B, they are given in the textbook. C and D. You want to find their pure tessellation. Can? The A is can A? A can, because they are this side all are equal. B also can. C can't, because these two lengths are same, but this is not same to this. C can't. D is like look at the square, no? Yes, square. That's can D. So the second one. Now I show that 3 figures for you. Now that 3 figures are like this. Now you look in this figure. Now they have only triangle. Now there are select and underline, write down the pure tessellations and a semi-pure. Now you look there, equilateral triangles only, no? Now that is a pure tessellation. Now this B, they have squares and octagons, no? Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 sides have. Now that is a semi-pure. Now this, they have the big squares and small squares also. So that means the shapes is same, but the size is not the same. So that is also the semi-pure tessellation. Let's see right now, guys. So what is the A, B, C? A is what? Pure tessellation. You look that. Pure tessellation. B, semi-pure tessellation. C also semi-pure tessellation. Why that because you know, get the semi-pure tessellation. Now that in the C figure, you look, they have the big squares, small squares also. Now these the shape is same is correct. Same is correct, but size is not. Because this is big, this is small. This is greater than this is not. That is size is small. So that is called that the C figure semi-pure tessellation. Now the 10th question also finished. So let's see move for the 11th question. Now, let's see move for the 11th question. Now, 11th question 1. The marks obtained by a student during 3 terms for mathematics, science and English are shown in the multiple column graph. Now you look that they have I can draw also this, no? So I draw this 11th one. So I know this as marks. Like this. Now in that I can name, now this is the, I say science. Now this is the maths. Maths. In the blue color maths. In the black color science. In the red color English. So let's see if I now in that science. Now in that now they are the first term they have 60. I can draw like this. And they have 70. I draw like this. Now in the English they have 40. Second term, in the second term now they are 70, 60, 50. 70, 60, 50. In the third term, now the science is the 60. Maths comes to the 80. Good. Now English comes also 60. Now let's see answer to the questions. Now what is the first one? Which subject shows a continuous increase in the marks? Continuous increase. So, write first question in there. What subject shows a continuous increase? Now let's see. Now they are 60, they are 70, they are 40, they are 70, they are 60, they are 50. Now they are 60, they are 80, they are 60. So, if you look that 60, 70, 60. No. 70, 60, 80. That is the second term also. 40, 50, 60. 40, 50, 60. Continuous increase now. Continuously increase. That's all. English. Second one. For which subject has the student obtained identical marks in 2 terms? Identical marks mean what? Good word, no? Identical means same. Identical means same. Now, there are 60, 70, 40, 70, 60, 50. 60, 80, 60. These two are same now. So, you can write science and English. Science and English you can write. Now, what is the third one? By how many marks has the total marks obtained in the third term for all 3 subjects increased when compared with the total marks obtained in the first term for all 3 subjects? What's that? That's mean now the third term subtract from first term. That increase marks to 1. How that 1? Now you know you want to firstly doing this. Now get the first term. First term First term, we have 60 plus 70 plus 40. That means 170. Get the third term. 60 plus 80 plus 60. Altogether 60 plus 200. Now these values you want to subtract. Now get increase. What is the increase? 200 subtract 170. 30 marks. Now that is the answer. 30 marks. 30 marks. Now the 11th question also finished. So let's move for the 12th question. Very difficult lesson, no? This multiple column graph. Very easy, this multiple column graph. Not that difficult, no. So, 12th question. If each employee is provided with 7.5 meters of material to sew uniforms, calculate the number of meters of material that is required for 12 employees. So, what is that mean? What's that mean? 12th question. For one employee, 7.5 meters, right? Let's see now 7.5 meters one. Now that's mean now for 12 employees. That means let's find total. Now that means 7.5 multiplied from 12 now. That means what is the answer? You get 7.5 multiplied 12. Get 0. And therefore what? 1. You can get like this also. Now very easy here. So you want to get firstly the 75. There. The next one 75 multiplied 12. 0, 50, 5, 7, 900. Now there I have a decimal point now. Now 900 divided from 10. That means there remain 90. That means you can name this as like this. 90.0 meters. You can multiply that like this also. You get 0. Now 7 plus 2, 14 plus 1, 15. There are 5, 7. Like also you can get. Now 13th question. This is your last question, grade 7 guys. Grade 7 guys, this is your last question in this revision exercise 3 related to the third term. If the thickness, so let's see move further. If the thickness of a DVD is 2.3 millimeters, find the thickness of a package consisting of 5 such DVDs. That means now one DVD 2.3 millimeters. So let's find the total thickness. Total thickness. Now what is total thickness? 5. Now there are 5 DVDs. That means 2.3 multiplied by 5. 5, therefore 1, 11.5 millimeters. So you can write 11.5 millimeters is the answer of total thickness. Yes. So grade 7 guys, I think now you can clear this revision exercise 3 related to your last term, that's been third term. So if you have exam, good job to you doing your lesson grade 7, doing your exam very well. If you have the exam, you can do very well, good job. Now so many question videos I have, so I am doing next signal medium paper also, so you can watch that. That's coming soon. So have a nice day. Bye. Next video coming soon. The requested videos also coming soon. Thank you for all until to watch my videos. The last videos also watch. This video also watch until to end. Please subscribe my channel and like this video and share for your friends. So have a nice day. Bye grade 7 guys. Next video coming soon. Bye.